Diego. I think you said we're going to be talking about prompt engineering frameworks for network
Yeah,
engineers. Is that correct?
yeah, correct, Ray. Yeah, first of all, thank you very much for being part of this project, for sharing your knowledge. Years, oh, I think I can definitely say decades of experience.
Always willing to learn something new.
Yeah, and which includes AI. Well, do you want to
Definitely.
talk just 1 minute about yourself, Ray, before we start, or you can just get started?
Oh no, I just been working in IT for longer than I like to remember. Uh, been through, started off back in the 1980s and worked our way through analog, digital, then went into voice over IP, voice engineering, call manager, UC background, networking, CCNP stroke CCNA qualified, um, also working with server stuff as on the way through,
Yeah,
uh, and some wireless as well. Um,
amazing.
Now we're into the diving into the world of AI and
Yeah.
look at things.
All right. Thank you, Ray. Thank you very much. Yeah, if you don't know me, you'll be pretty much, as I said in our first video. Yeah, I did present myself. Go back to the first video if you wanna know more about myself, and yeah, you hopefully be here every now and then. Ray is a legend. Ray is one of the most amazing, clever guy I've ever met. And yeah, let's just jump into the topic. Ray is today, as you said, we'll be talking about prompt engineering and how it's been evolving, and it's pretty much how we deal with this large language model, which now I think everyone out there knows as ChatGPT. I think is the most famous one. Right? This is Ray. Just to actually keep not both of us, everyone on the same page. This is a document that I have created, of course, by using AI as well, but using different LLMs, searching for how can I interact better with the LLM, is the large language model, like ChatGPT, Croc, what else? Gemini. You've got a bunch of different LLM out there. So I did this research and I ended up creating this document here. I'll be sharing in our community. If you are interested and willing to jump into this community, it's free. Just click the link below in the description of this video here, and we'll be able to be part of our community. You will probably be sharing more document labs. This document will be there. The way we use to interact with this ChatGPT is changing, it's evolving, because back in 2022, 2023, we had this kind of formula. Those two most popular formulas were actually this, which is called CSIR formula, and some of those guys, or those influencers, those tech guys used to say, oh, don't use this one, use the other one, which pretty much is better, which this one down here, persona plus context plus task model. It's just, there are some similarities between those two formulas, but they are pretty much, we actually are telling the LLM to, let's say, take a role. In this case, the first one, we say, that is an example here that we'll be using. For example, I am a software developer working on a Python project. It's pretty much the context, which it's quite similar to the other one. Let's say here, the persona says, you are a Cisco, you see the change okay, I am, or like you are. It's a bit different, but let's say you are just giving a role or like a function, like to the LLM. It's saying, I'm the first one. I'm a software developer working on a Python project, which means this is the context, or it's being very specific. And then my goal is to implement a tool that will be able to collect PCAP data from my Ethernet interface. This is the intent. that we actually showing, that we are just sending to the LLM, to ChatGPT. And the last part is explain how to do this in a numbered list of steps. Like this is the response format. How we want to receive the data in such format, let's say PDF format or Word document format. In this case, we are just telling, in the numbered list, so like a bullet point. And the second one is almost the same thing. Like, you are a Cisco network engineer. It says the persona. I'm setting up a OSPF on a new router. It's a context. Provide the Cisco iOS configuration commands to enable OSPF on an interface gig 0/1 in an area 0, with an explanation for each command, task, and format as well. So it's almost the same, some differences. But now what I've learned is that as the LLM, all LLMs are evolving, the way to interact with these guys like ChatGPT is also evolving. So we'll be testing like the old way and see if it's true. We'll be testing this one here. Yeah. And the last one now, it's evolving prompt frameworks. Even the name is beautiful. Way better. Pentagram framework.
Correct. Yeah. It's not what you say, it's how you ask it.
Correct.
Is a saying that we say here. And as it's evolved, it's going to give you much more detail and streamline what you're asked, the questions you're asking, for a better output.
Correct.
Yeah, it's
as they say
when we do this demonstration.
So let's just, in our left hand side we have the same ChatGPT 4.5, and on my right hand side I have ChatGPT 4.5 as well, same model, same version. On my left hand side I'll be dropping this old, let's say, way of interacting with those LLMs, which is using that CSIR formula. And on my right hand side I'll be using the new way, this one here, which is called Pentagram framework with 5 parts. And when the difference here, it does not only include the persona, or which we use to say this context or command, but it does include persona, context, task, output, and I think it's very interesting, constraints. It's pretty much, constraint means that, okay, I don't want to see something like, let's say, you can bring me the output in PDF format, but please, I don't want to see any date. I don't want to see any timestamp, for example. You can include constraints. It's interesting. It's very, very clever. And we will see the difference. Okay, let's just here. So yeah, you've got both here. All the way on my left hand side, the new one on my right hand side. Just click on, let's see how it goes using the old way, the old prompt engineering formula. It's just thinking. Here's straightforward numbered list of steps to implement Python 2. Yeah, it's just going. It's telling us to install Python. No, sorry, Escape, and then ipconfig cmd. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, he's doing what actually he was asked to. The script is here. We can test that script out later on. Let's see how the other prompt goes. He's asking us to adjust script permission. Yeah, if you're using Linux, chmod means just changing the permissions if you're using Linux. Yeah, well, good. Check the directory. You can open this Wireshark. What I'm doing here, before we just go for this second prompt, let's pretend that we cannot use Wireshark to collect any data on my computer. Let's say I'm not allowed to install any data, but I'm off. In this case, let's pretend that I'm allowed to run Python. It doesn't make that much sense, but yeah. So if you don't have Wireshark here, but I definitely want to collect some data from my interface, it's pretty much what I'm telling this guy here to do. I'm a software developer working on a Python project. So my goal is to implement a tool that will be able to collect PCAP data from my Ethernet interface. So in here, on the second script, it's pretty much the same, but using this second formula, a different way of interacting. So you are a software developer. I have been attacked. I gave them a bit more context and receiving a lot of traffic into my Wi-Fi interface. Write a Python script to capture data from this interface and archive the result with 2 days date and let me know what the source IP of this attacker could be. The output must be in a PCAP format, as I will be open this up on a Wireshark. Of course, I don't have a Wireshark here. That's I'm pretending. That's why actually I'm creating this script. But let's say that I can open up this file because of the format in now Wireshark 2. Include and include any timestamp. I can say do not include, or doesn't, if you want, just as a constraint. All right, let's see how it goes now. All right, I think it will probably take more time. Here's a Python script using escape to capture packets from your Wi-Fi interface. Save them to you see the difference? Remember when we are talking, right? It's different because it's actually gives you like an IDE. You can run the Python script. Of course, we did that before, and because we don't have all those dependencies, it means like libraries or models, we won't be able to run the script without any error. Let's see, probably you're gonna get some errors. My limit. Another thing is I gotta be clear. I'm using the ChatGPT Plus, but you can use, because I was using the 4.5. Now I have to change for 4.0, but you can use in your free version. It's not mandatory using a 4.5. Let's run it. I think we'll probably have an error. Yeah. You see, it's just complaining about not having those models like escape installed, but I can copy it. I'll prove it that it's gonna work, and you can try both. But I can copy the file here, just copy it, open up a notepad. That's it. I have to change the Wi-Fi interface name. Oh no, it's right. It's Wi-Fi. If you have any other different name, just replace it. You go for, if you're using Windows, you can just go for ipconfig /forward, or you see the interface name, just change it if it's different from the script interface name here. Copy it, save it, and then you can just see if it's gonna work. Let me just open this up here. Have you been using ChatGPT, right? In your daily basis?
Certainly am using it. Yeah, for all sorts of things. Recently done a Cisco course for AI training, and been using that to set up my notes for further investigation post training, to get my head around much more detail within it. But ChatGPT, I'm finding I'm using more than Google now, the way it's working for a lot of my stuff personally, and for technical stuff as well. But with this, as you can see, with this, the older version of the prompts, you're looking at it gives you more of a step-by-step guide there, where you put the script together yourself, whereas the newer version is actually coming out with the script already made for you. For you to just edit and put your details in, and then run it like Diego's going to do locally on his PC. But yeah, it's a lot more helpful. But the first one is good as well.
It is,
start and do training documentation. It it actually breaks down what each part of the script is doing. So they're both good in their own ways, but obviously the future is probably as we go along, the prompts will evolve even more.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. As you also talked before, I think it's if you want to create like a step-by-step guide, like actually the document says here, the results is just telling us is better than the new prompt that we are using now. But yeah, as you said, both are really good. Yeah. But what I can see it's Wi-Fi capture PI. Okay, let's see why. Yeah, let's give it a go. Python Wi-Fi capture. I think that's the one. Yeah, starting package capture on Wi-Fi. Yeah, it's getting started. Let's see. The problem is I did not actually tell. I did not configure the like a timeout. Let's see how it goes. Another thing that I strongly suggest you that it's watching this video, just go for at least the fundamentals of Python script. That's very, very useful. There is a pack counter here. You see 1,000 packet.
Yeah, I think it was waiting for a potential attacker.
Yeah.
So it was collecting data, and it was looking for.
Define the packet. Yeah, the duration.
Some similarity. Yeah.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. All right. Yeah, it's saying there's. Okay, I'm not saying that I've been attacked by myself, because this is pretty much my IP. Yeah, probably because we are on this StreamYard. We are using StreamYard to. Yeah. He's probably collecting a bunch of packets from the same source, because I did not actually, very interesting, I did not ask him the script to collect the package from a particular direction away. So it's probably collecting for both sides, inbound traffic and outbound traffic.
But yeah, it's probably looking that way.
Yeah, it's probably a false alarm. Yeah, let's see.
To probably specify that a bit better.
Yeah. Of course, I was telling that we were pretending to not have the Wireshark, but of course, in order to show you that it works, I have to show you by using Wireshark. So yeah, it works. It works. It did collect the traffic from my Wi-Fi interface without having Wireshark. It's pretty much like, did you imagine creating something like that, right? It's like we have just created a tool like Wireshark. It's a small version of Wireshark just by ourselves. And the more interesting thing is anyone with no coding skills is able to create this kind of tool now.
Yeah, that's correct. It's proved very handy in the future.
Yeah.
But
another interesting thing is, this is
I see greater scope in the later version though. I think you can get a lot more flexibility. What you're asking for in the next version, or the latest prompt models. And it's it's very handy, to actually play around this yourself. If the people watching would like to download that document, it will show you how to do with things, with some examples. Play around with it yourself. So try it on your home Wi-Fi.
Another interesting future, actually more than one feature, is we've got those little icons here. You see, like code review. You can get your code reviewed, or you can pretty much fix some bugs. Look at this, it's so interesting.
Yeah,
you see this? You can add comments, and you can pretty much add logs. And another thing, you can probably show this in another video. You can get this script or create an agent, and you can get this tied, like connected to your GitHub, and you have now your repository. All codes that you have created, you'll be sent straight to your GitHub repository. It's interesting, and the versions that you have created, every single change you make, you'll be shown into your GitHub's repository. It's insane. It's really interesting.
I would suggest all network engineers get their
No,
heads
100.
around it. Aspiring network engineers, especially, because
Yeah,
this is the
yeah,
future. We've worked through
yeah,
this, and this is where this is going. And if you want a job in this sort of networking area, this is where you're
yeah,
going to have to be looking, guys.
yeah.
Anyway, we've got much more. Let us know if there's more things that you like to see. Obviously, I'm from the UC side of things.
Yeah.
Diego's wireless and networking.
Yeah.
I do networking as well, but we can go across security, the full
Yeah, I
range.
think that's going to be a very good topic. Can you prepare like that idea of bringing those RTP packets and how is that called, Ray? When it, like you're dropping, the conversation using Wireshark as well.
Yeah,
Could you like probably set up a lab, then we could show the audience how to collect the data from like a call manager, and just correct me if I'm telling
yeah.
bullshit. Am I wrong?
We could go through a complete call flow using
Call flow. Yes,
SIP
yes.
control, and then the RTP packets. We can use Wireshark. We can use several different tools that are available, free tools. But yeah, we'd be interested to automate a lot of this with them.
Thank you, Ray.
Let's
Thank
go
you very
for it.
much. Yeah, it's
Goodbye,
late.
everybody.
Talk to you later, mate.
See
See
you
you,
later.
everybody again.
Bye.
Leave a comment, subscribe, and share.
Subscribe. Yeah.